FHA loans. A lot of people think FHA loans stand for first time home buyer, FH first home. Not true. FHA stands for Federal Housing Administration. Technically, anybody can do an FHA loan if they qualify. You could be a second, third, fourth time home buyer. There's not a one-time FHA loan. A lot of people are like, wow, I didn't know that. Okay? So literally, the president could do an FHA loan if they qualify. Literally. So when it comes to an FHA loan, what's the big differences and why do people go FHA? Well, there's a couple reasons. FHA is a government-backed home loan. It's a 30-year fixed mortgage, and they're just very lenient on credit scores, debt-to-income ratio, time on job. Also, when it comes to how much money down you need, okay? The standard FHA loan is a 3.5% down loan. It's amazing. Now, where a lot of people have heard about FHA and how it's like no money down or something, no. FHA always has and always does require money down. Where FHA plays into a card is where you got these state-backed programs and the national down payment assistance programs. So when people have talked about a first-time homebuyer loan, it's because they've used a state program, and then the state programs hybrid and they double layer FHA, conventional, USDA, and VA with their assistance. So literally when somebody does a so-called first-time homebuyer loan, they're literally doing the state program or a national program that covers the down to cover this 3.5 that FHA requires, but then it's literally a double loan. So it's the state, let's just, for example, North Dakota housing with an FHA loan, it's still one loan, you still close it, it's 30-year fixed. They just cover the down payment and then you close. So back to FHA. Where does sometimes FHA get a bad rep or bad name, which I don't know why it should, it shouldn't. But the condition of the home will matter with FHA, okay? So let's say the house is in rough shape, it's old. FHA's guidelines in their manual to close the loan, when it comes to the condition of the home, the appraisal, they care about stuff like chipping and peeling paint, missing handrails, trip hazards, landscaping that is like sloping into the house, broken windows, missing piece of siding, a gutter that's falling off. I mean, honestly, wear and tear. And let's just call it like it is. Sellers that are trying to sell a house and they're being lazy. That's what it is, okay? You can't have the house damaged. Safety and health hazards are gonna get flagged, period, okay? Now, that's honestly to protect you. So why should the FHA loan have any type of bad rap? It shouldn't. It's just a lot of real estate agents and people over time that either are naive or just don't know, or they want a quick sale or a quick commission buck. They're gonna try to push people into conventional loans so they don't have to deal with the FHA appraisal restrictions. Does that make sense? I hope it does. The FHA loan, a lot of times, is a process of elimination. Because when I pre-approve a client, they say, hey, what kind of loan should I do? I heard about this or this or this. And I say, well, you gotta fill out the application, gotta pull your credit, look at your income, and look at your debt to income. And then I'll be able to know if we should go FHA or conventional, okay? For a standard, but if you're a VA, we always wanna go VA. If you're in a USDA rural area and you can be approved for USDA, then we'll go USDA. So it's not like what's the best or what's the set one. That's what a lender's for, to help you walk you through and see which one is. And a lot of times when I pre-approve a client and they could go FHA or conventional, the reason that we'll sometimes pick FHA is sometimes if the credit score isn't very good, and then conventional won't approve you, or conventional's interest rate is way higher. That's where that process of elimination comes into play. Or maybe your debt to income is too high for conventional, and FHA is just a better loan because of your specific application. A lot of times it's literally about your application and your set part of where you're at in your life, which one's gonna be better. There's not always a set way to do it. So a lot of times we'll just look at side by side. I'll send you both options, and sometimes FHA is the winner chicken dinner. Sometimes it's conventional. So FHA is an amazing product. It's affordable housing product. So they're very lenient on stuff, and a lot of times people need it or else they wouldn't have got approved for a house. That's where FHA comes into play. So I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, comment, share, like this video, share it with a friend, and we can talk more in the next one.